Hello, and welcome to the 2021 Kentucky Pacesetter Award virtual event. I'm Christina Joyce, State Director of the Kentucky Small Business Development Center, or as we call it, the Kentucky SBDC. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the small businesses we honor here today. But first, I'd like to give you a little information about the Kentucky SBDC. We are funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration, and the program is hosted by the University of Kentucky's College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment. The state's investment to the College of Agriculture as the host for the SBDC state-mandated program is vital for small business success throughout all 120 counties of the Commonwealth. The SBA funding, along with our host match, sets the foundation for the Kentucky SBDC to earn other investments to support small businesses through partnerships shown here. The core service delivered by Kentucky SBDC is no cost, confidential, one-on-one business coaching for individuals looking to start a new business, as well as existing and growing small businesses across all industries. The Kentucky SBDC began the Kentucky Celebrates Small Business Pacesetter recognitions in 2008 as a way to recognize high-performing businesses that have successfully navigated the startup phase and are contributing to Kentucky's economy and communities. The Kentucky SBDC Pacesetter Awards honor both startup and traditional businesses. Recipients are recognized for their understanding of the market, innovativeness in their product or service, strong leadership, and also management. They have proven to have the ability to drive the business forward and provide evidence of delivery on or exceeding their original business plan. Their contributions to the community and their commitment to their employees strengthen the economy of Kentucky and provide a great example for future businesses. To be considered for this award, companies also must be headquartered in Kentucky and be privately held. For more information, please check out our website at KentuckySBDC.com. Now, to help kick off our celebration, it is my honor to introduce you to Nancy M. Cox, Vice President for Land Grant Engagement at the University of Kentucky and Dean of the College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment.
Thank you, Christina. Small businesses are the heart of local economies across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. As one of the University College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment's state-mandated programs, the Kentucky Small Business Development Center is an extraordinary resource for Kentucky entrepreneurs. Certainly, COVID-19 has been an exceedingly complex challenge for business owners and their employees, and the Kentucky SBDC statewide network has been an incredibly important resource for successfully navigating the pandemic. We are proud to work with these entrepreneurs as they build a future for themselves and their communities, and celebrates the impact these centers have across the country and the successes of the clients they serve. Congratulations to the Pacesetter Award recipients. You are the backbone of the state's economy, and we are proud to honor you for producing innovative products, increasing sales, creating jobs, and serving communities.
Thank you, Dean Cox. And now, let's meet our Pacesetter Award winners. I will introduce each award winner along with a video that tells the story about their company. We will begin with traditional business pacesetter category. Traditional business pacesetters must employ 3 or more people, generate revenues of $250,000 annually, and must have been in operation for at least 2 years. Recipients are recognized for their intent and capacity to add employees, grow sales, and develop innovative products, along with their contributions to the community and their commitment to their employees. Our first traditional pacesetter is Bircus Brewing Company. We congratulate Paul Miller, owner of Bircus Brewing Company, a circus-themed brewery in Ludlow, Kentucky.
I'm Paul Miller. I was a clown with the Ringling Brothers back in the 1900s. I met a neat guy who makes Bircus beer in Europe, in Ghent, Belgium. So we were trying to bring the circus and a brewery and a historical theater. It's really a three-ring circus. It's the big top, it's the circus, and it's the brewery. So I'm an old circus clown, so here we are. We're endangered species is what I like to explain. Here in Ludlow, we really celebrate creativity, and my designer's been working with me for 11 years. Our administration team's been with here 10 years. We have 127 investors from the tri-state area, and for us it really is a community development. It takes everyone to raise the big top, and then people come to the big top. So that is really, the loyalty really drives it down to creativity. In the circus, it really is a thing where you look to those around you. You work to find creative solutions, and we know there's going to be problems, so it's like, how can we fix it? And that's what we do here. When the pandemic hit, we had 4 tanks full of beer, and we couldn't serve it. So we brought in a mobile canning line, and we started canning our beer, which allowed us to take all of our beer, get it in cans, and get it across the river with 17 Star, our distributor there, Chase Seligman. So our beer was on shelves, and people could drive by. Now, as the world started to open up a little bit, we added a pizzeria. So my good friend from high school, Michael Cusimano, he's spent 25 years cooking in Italy. He came over here and we started a wood-fired pizzeria. And when the pandemic hit, we actually had a food permit, so we were able to sell food. So bars and breweries weren't allowed to open in the state of Kentucky in 2020, but we had a food permit. So we smoked frozen corn dogs for 45 minutes. We sold ears of corn, and we had Hebrew National gluten-free kosher wieners. So, you know, they say the show must go on, and that really is one of the many mottos here at the Bircus Brewing Company. And we are the first brewery in the United States to organize with the Security and Exchange Commission under Regulation A+. So it's a neat way to have a whole bunch of investors who can see tangibly going from just making beer through distribution to a small tasting room, to a beer garden, now to a historical movie theater with live events, live music, live circus. So there's been a great evolution in this, and we just continue to pick up momentum, investors, and community as we go along. And then the big goal really is for this to be the epicenter of where we want to grow. We want to take the circus concept and then take it as a vaudeville circuit. So every city, Cincinnati, we're Ludlow. So Ludlow, we can see the Crew Tower, you could see downtown Ludlow from our doorstep. Every major city has a Ludlow. This theater we purchased for $50,000, November 2009. So we want to build one of these in Cleveland, one in Chattanooga, one in Savannah, and then have an old vaudeville circuit so that the young people who come through our vocational training program can have a job creating the circus. We wouldn't be here today creating all of these things if we didn't have the legitimacy. And because we've been working with the Small Business Development Center, we've been able to connect the dots. And the Small Business Development Center has been helping us repeatedly focus on message, explain what we're doing, and we've really moved the needle. We would not be in business without the SBDC, the Ad District, the City of Ludlow's help. There's just so many people making it happen, and I just want to say thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Gwen Everly of J. Render's Southern Table and Bar. J. Render's is a barbecue restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky.
I'm Gwen Everly. I'm the co-owner of J. Render's Southern Table and Bar. We are a Southern and barbecue restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky. What I do differently now, as opposed to when we had the food truck, is I'm able to be way more involved in the community. When it was the food truck, it was just my husband and I and one other person, so that didn't leave a lot of time for me to reach out and be in the community. So now that we have the restaurant and employees, I'm able to be way more active in Chamber of Commerce, SBA events, and things like that. I think what drives community engagement and loyalty for us is the fact that we give back in the community. We always host Dine to Donates. We donate food to different events. We've been a part of Nourish Lexington. We've been a part of Food Chain. We do whatever we can to help those in need. And I think that because of that, we have loyal followers and people that want to see us succeed. The way we have innovatively grown our services and what we offer is by having different revenue streams. We have the food truck, we have catering, we have pickup packages, and we also have the restaurant. So that, when it's difficult in one area, you might pick up with some revenue in the other. The pandemic affected us greatly when we were forced to shut down our dining inside. So we immediately pivoted and went back to our roots, which is food to go. The food truck was based on that model, so we knew what we were doing. So we did curbside, and we really were able to ramp it up quickly because of our experience with the food truck. So then we were also able to do alcohol to go and things like that. We started doing family meals, which I have to say we've always had family meals. They're called our Q to U meals, but we termed them family meals, and then we would sell those as well. So I think our varied background and our varied revenue streams really put us in a position to be successful even during those dark times when the restaurant was closed. Our next steps for moving forward, I believe that we're going to focus on building our catering business. It was on the upswing when COVID came along, so we are going to focus back on that. We are also looking to expand and possibly have like a party room or a banquet room and things like that, which will also help that catering income grow. So that's our plans loosely at this point. I think if I had to give any advice to a business owner is to make sure and have your team around you. I mean, I'm talking about the SBA and Stu and how he helped us navigate COVID. And then also we had Commerce Lexington. We had our team around us and people that we could go and ask questions. You shouldn't try to be an island and deal with everything on your own. So ask questions, get help, and there are plenty of people there available to help you.
And now we'll hear from Alan Rupp, owner of Kern's Kitchen, known for their world-famous Derby pie, located in Louisville, Kentucky.
My name is Alan Root, president of Kern's Kitchen. I got involved with the business back in 1973. I mean, I've been involved with it all my life. Derby pie was created and invented by my grandparents, Walter and Leandra Kern and Uncle George. And they went through several trials before they came up with a product they were pleased with at the old Melrose Inn out in Prospect, Kentucky. And once they finally came up with the recipe, then they went about and named it. And Derby pie was actually pulled from a hat, and we had it registered. It's a federally registered trademark. But the concentration we've had through 60 plus years is making sure that that pie that comes out of the oven is the same that Grandma did when she was, baking 1 or 3 pies in her kitchen out in Prospect. So that's been our main focus. We've kept the recipe very tight. It's a secret recipe, and it's very highly controlled. And coming up to Louisville in that spring of '73 to help the grandparents get through that Derby of '73. Of course, that was the Derby of Secretariat, so that I had no idea what I was getting into from a number of things. But some of the things that makes us special is we're very focused. We're only doing 2 products. A secret recipe on the Derby pie, that is a federally registered trademark. So our focus is a lot different than other businesses in similar industries in the fact that we're only doing 2 products. We built the business on the Derby pie, and we're going into our 67th, 68th year. So we're about the wow factor. We want people to experience our products. We kind of got introduced to the SBDC, getting started with JC, doing some webinars on social media, Instagram, Facebook, e-com, email marketing. All of that was just fascinating to me, and JC's he's a dude, he knows what he's doing. The expansion, I guess, really to e-commerce and some of the social media is a change. I think, I go back to the years when the keys were, as far as our advertising and marketing, it's frequency, reach, and continuity. Social media has come in, and that's a whole new platform. It's a whole new world, really. But still a lot of those back-end concepts are there, and how you do it in this new venue has been the challenge. So JC's been a tremendous help in that. As far as future plans, I think, our focus has been on some concepts, and one of them is continuous improvement. We went through some lean when we moved into this facility, and it really opened our eyes up, and that continuous improvement, I think, is a real good back-end concept for us to, you think we've been doing something for 67 years, we have it right, but there's always room for improvement, and that's kind of our back-end goal.
Next up, we will stay in Louisville with Adana Wycliffe of Milestones Services, a community-based service provider for those with intellectual and developmental challenges.
So my name is Adana Wycliffe. I am the owner of Milestones Services. We've been in business since 2009. I started the business because I have a son that has a developmental disability. He has cerebral palsy, and our family was really challenged with finding respite for my husband and I to get out and do some of the things that we enjoy. So we started this company. And so when we first started, we only provided community services for children with intellectual and developmental disabilities. About 5 years ago, we really discovered that there's a need for quality services for adults as well. So in about 2016, we started our residential program as well as our adult day training program, and which has really been a catalyst for our growth over the last 5 years. Since we started in 2009, we've probably grown our revenue 1,000% over that time frame. Individuals that we serve require a team of individuals to really meet their needs. Every individual has what we call a guardian. They also have a case manager, and then they have us, who provides the bulk of their day-to-day services. So it really requires that we engage with not only our individuals that we serve, but everyone who surrounds that individual. It requires us to work with many other community organizations, such as the Council on Developmental Disabilities. We've worked with homeless shelters because we've had individuals who have been in the program, left the program, become homeless, and then came back to our program. So it really does require us to engage the community-wide services. So the SBDC and Tony Sears specifically, when I first started my business, I worked with Tony. She actually helped me do my first business plan. Tony really was integral in getting that business plan completed and helping me get my original SBA funding to start my business. Since then, I have continued to engage with Tony, or had continued to engage with Tony, but I also regularly, at least once a month, attend courses and classes and webinars that are offered by the SBDC as well. For us, we believe that we have created a model here for quality community-based services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. As a result, we started another company that's called Milestones Provider Solutions, where we assist other individuals in health and human services who really want to own their own business and assist them in providing high quality services to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So while our direction for direct services is changing, we are still impacting the industry by helping others provide those direct services.
I'm John Combs. Welcome to Combs Equipment Group. We're a full machine, hydraulic, rebuild, electroplating chrome facility located here in Southeast Kentucky. We've got facilities that rebuild underground equipment as well as surface equipment, construction, and transportation. The best way to define our company has always been a machine and repair shop. We've got a great group of folks, and we try to promote a family atmosphere and make certain that we're attentive to the needs of those folks. From 2007 through 2011, we grew a company, went from 26 employees to 53, got some attention, and a good opportunity came around at the time, and we were able to sell the company. That was not our original intent, but the fit made a lot of sense. Over about a 5-year period, we reacquired our company to find out a couple things. We really missed running the company, and at the same time, we're a family-oriented business, and we wanted to grow the company with the group that we'd earlier assembled. So that began Combs Equipment Group. Combs Equipment Group, over the last 3 years, and in particular the last 1.5 to 2 years, has been able to identify some other markets that we hadn't really been penetrating in earlier on in our career. We still do mining equipment, and we're still strong supporters of the mining industry. The transportation industry has been very good to us, the railroads, textile business with our chrome plating business. And we continue to offer the hydraulics and the pumps, the valve banks, and full machining services throughout the region. The small business group has been good for our company in showing different markets and how to attract customers in a way that we really had not pursued before. Sam Coleman, the local representative for our area, has kept us in touch with the community college, with the machining capabilities, education that they've got, and with certain training that's vital for a business our size. But Sam's been in and out for the past 3 years on a good, timely basis, just making us aware of the grants and the other opportunities out there that a business needs to grow. You know, when questioned about the opportunity to run your own business, that presents challenges that some folks don't experience, but it gets down to the simple faith, family, and friends. And I've always been a believer, without family and friends, you're not gonna have a strong faith to start with. So basically, treat people the way you want to be treated, give them a good product, stand behind it, and offer as good a service as you possibly can give them. And I think that's a key to our success. We are super honored to be awarded with the Pacesetter Award. It's a reflection of our employees, it's a reflection of our principles and our quality. And we really appreciate this opportunity to help showcase our company.
We now have Trina Pryor from PlaySmart Preschool, an early learning facility located in Owensboro, Kentucky.
My name is Jill Payne, and this is Trina Pryor, and we started PlaySmart in 2018.
When we started PlaySmart Preschool, it was really important to us to kind of carry over what we did as therapists. We're both speech-language pathologists. And so in order to teach our children how to talk, we do that through play. And so it was really important to us to start a developmentally appropriate preschool where that's what the kids did, and that's how they learn, is through play.
We have grown from having one class from 3 to 5-year-olds to now having 4 classes. So now we can group them more by their age or ability-based as well.
And then I don't think we ever really saw ourselves in such a large space. I think we bought this building right before the pandemic and decided to completely renovate it. I think just being in this large space, having the gymnasium is huge for our preschool. And then this past year, we also added a kindergarten to that. And so, you know, just having the variety of classrooms and being able to kind of expand our reach. I think for us, being speech-language pathologists and understanding development in that way, I think that we understand what kids need in order to thrive. And also we provide weekly speech services in the classroom to all the kids. So they're all getting a general phonics reading-based lesson from a speech-language pathologist weekly, which I think is huge. We really wanted to do some market research before we started the preschool. We really wanted to make sure it was something that the community needed, as well. And so they were really helpful in helping us put together not only the market research, but also a budget, and kind of helped us analyze and go through that and figure out exactly, you know, what we would be able to afford and what we would be able to start with. So that was very helpful. And I think too, just knowing that they're there for our, you know, to support us through whatever. So I think that's awesome.
Sometimes during the day-to-day, you know, the stress, and sometimes you forget the why of why did you start this and why are we here? And then all it takes is to hear from a parent and then thank you or thank us for their child. Their child's not thriving. This is the best place for them. They're so social now. They're a different kid. And it just reminds us of our purpose and why we're here and why we started PlaySmart and why we do what we do.
And I think you know, as a business owner, that any small failure is, you know, so big to you because your business is your life. And so I think just learning that we can and we will get through those small things that happen, even if it's a big thing like COVID, that we can get through that and we'll be better on the other side. I think if you have an idea and you're passionate about it, that you need to just go for it. I think sometimes we think too much about things, and I think that's one thing that's actually worked in our favor, is that sometimes we have an idea and we're like, oh, let's do that. Let's meet with the Small Business Association and let's figure out how we can bring our ideas and our plans into fruition.
We congratulate Amanda Matthews of Prometheus Foundry, a metal fabrication studio in Lexington, Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Amanda Matthews, the CEO of Prometheus Art.
My name is Brad Connell. I'm the COO of Prometheus Art.
Our company is located in Lexington, Kentucky, and we began in 2005. We knew we wanted to become a design build firm where we were the primary designers of our projects. But it really was a leap of faith because we didn't know. It was a sink or swim moment, and fortunately it has ended up being phenomenally great. We specialize in the design and build of large-scale sculptures and installations, and we focus on creating great third-place spaces. We have included in our designs wheelchair accessibility and braille plaques and audio applications, and have expanded so far beyond just the minimal ADA requirements because we want this to be a space. We want all of our spaces to be spaces where everyone is welcome. No matter what their abilities are, everyone is welcome and everyone can access and feel like that they are a participant and have some ownership in that space. So when we started working on some of these much bigger projects, we have lots more stakeholders, we have a lot more partners and other partner vendors. So we are employing and using the creative talent of other small companies like us who can laser cut metal for us and have it delivered, who can roll metal for us, who just have some capabilities that we didn't want to expand to have, but where we can collaborate with them and then bring everything back to our facility so that our creative hand is the final touch on everything. We are currently working on a really big project in New York City. It's in the 5th District of Manhattan on Roosevelt Island on the North Tip, and it's called The Girl Puzzle, and it is a sculptural installation and monument honoring Nellie Bly. So they put out an international call for artists, and after researching about Nellie Bly and realizing how phenomenal she was in so many areas, I decided that I thought the best way we could honor her was to continue her great work. So she worked on behalf of women and children and workers and all kinds of marginalized citizens. She did great big things and she did great small things. So I designed a monument that honors a lot of the women who she advocated for. So we decided to focus on their faces and just make the faces of these wonderful people gigantic. So people will be drawn to that location, and they will come read her stories and learn about these people and continue this advocacy. Those things inspired us to really want to continue in this vein and focus on design that we thought also made us better stewards and better citizens, and just try to create a better world.
Now, the startup Pacesetters. Congratulations to Bridgett's Quilting and Fabric, owned by Bridgett Hilton, a sewing and fabric shop located in Pikeville, Kentucky.
Hello, I'm Bridgett with Bridgett's Quilting, downtown Pikeville. I started 2012 quilting for people out of my home, and then finally in 2019, after my kids was grown, we opened a shop in downtown over on Division Street, and we quickly outgrew that building, and now we are on 2nd Street in a bigger location. But I started sewing when I was little with my grandma, but I got out of it for a little while, and then my mother-in-law started me on cross-stitching. And quickly after that, that was the end of that. I mean, I was full-blown ready. I loved quilting. I still love quilting, so. And now we are selling machines. We do classes. We have a class every Thursday, and Saturdays is kind of like a class / just come and sew with us all day. We really enjoy people that come out and quilt and sew and give us different ideas, because whenever you've got a group sewing together, everybody's got a different way of doing something, and you might find the best way that it works for you. We got a great bunch of ladies. I mean, there's about 20 of them that come in. Some come in, they sit down and sew. Some of them come in and just get their blocked for the week or whatever. And I mean, they're just a great bunch of ladies, really great. We taught people how to make masks during the COVID, or the worst part, or the start of it, I guess you would say. It became kind of mandatory for us to be open. I would say we made well over 2,000 to 3,000 masks during that time. Plus, where we were able to stay open for people to come out and shop with us. We done pretty good through that time. Now, Michelle, she was wonderful. She still is. I had part of a business plan, and she really helped me figure more out for it. It really helped. I'm very thankful for it.
Next, we'll hear from Rebecca North of Books and Brews, a coffee shop in London, Kentucky.
I wanted to own a business probably around my senior year in high school. There was a couple different reasons for that, but the number one reason was I wanted to be able to make major decisions myself, like scheduling, my beliefs, my values, and I just didn't want someone to dictate that. So I knew I wanted to work for myself, I just didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. When I realized that, I knew I had to start small. I had to, grow as I could, and I didn't want to be buried in debt. I didn't want to, regret the decision before I even started. So I wanted to start small, and my original idea was to actually do a mobile coffee shop. So I stalked Sacred Grounds for probably a year before I finally got hired. So long story longer, I had been unemployed for 7 months. The pandemic was in full swing. My life was absolutely chaotic. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of went into a little vortex of probably depression because, it was a time. And she messaged me one day and she was like, "Hey, I'm selling half price. Are you still interested?" And I was like, Absolutely. Whenever I found out that the SBA had a program that I could literally get connected to somebody that could walk me step by step in that for free, I was like that in and of itself was most definitely the first move of God, because I didn't have a clue on how to start. I didn't know anything. And so I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed for the program. I'm so blessed for Rodney. He's been there every step of the way. He's helped me so much. One of the main reasons I got into small business was because I wanted to make those major decisions. I wanted to be the one that said, these are our values, this is what we're sticking with, this is what we're doing. And there were definitely times that it was hard with, everything being shut down and just everything that happened. But the Lord absolutely moved it in our favor. In the beginning, like I said, we weren't that busy. If it hadn't been for our regulars, our doors would not have stayed open. We try to give back to the community, so we have like teacher discounts, we have first responder discounts, we have a lot of extra discounts because we just wanted to give to people. The small business world is almost like a world in and of its own. It's amazing. The support and encouragement that we've received in the community is absolutely amazing, and it's most definitely one of the primary reasons that we're here. I would love to eventually expand and have other locations. Like I said, my heart, that's why our legal name is called Books and Brew, is because my heart is to eventually own a Christian bookstore and coffee shop. That is something that I would love to do. I would love to have different locations. I would love to have a set-down location. Maybe one day I'll learn latte art. Who knows? We might just go wild. The most advice that I could give to somebody is don't give up. Pick your values, pick your goals, and then do whatever backs those up. Make sure you stay within your why, because if you don't, then that's when it gets hard. It's just one of those things where just keep trying, keep pursuing, keep chasing after whatever it is that you love, because there's a reason why you love it that much.
Next up, we have a Bowling Green nursery owned by Megan Fano. Congratulations to Grow Blooms and Gardens.
I am Megan Fano. I, along with my husband, John Fano, are the owners of Grow Blooms and Gardens. We started back in fall of 2020, and it just started as a dream come true for me. I have always wanted to do flowers. They are a passion of mine. And one day, my husband and I, along with our little girl Madalena, were driving around and we saw a greenhouse was available, and we just took a chance. We said, hey, let's see what it's all about. Let's see what can happen. And now here we are almost a year later, and we are thriving, and it's amazing. The customer base and the customers that have come in and said they are more than excited and more than happy for us to be in the community and for us to be open and for us to have the availability and the different flowers that we have and the different vegetables that we have for the community has just been beyond anything that we could have ever expected. When we started, we were very green. We had not ran a business before. We started from day one, trial and error, and it was a lot of trial and error. Now we know how to order the product a little bit better. We know how to price the product a little bit better. We know what the expectations of the customers are a little bit better. We know the flow with our employees a little bit better. It's just all still a lot of trial and error for us. We opened up last fall, and even though it was during the pandemic, we felt like for our line of business, being in the greenhouse business and the nursery business, that it was basically going to help our customers get back to their grassroots. That time that people were home with their families, that's when they wanted to get their green thumbs, or at least try to get their green thumbs. They wanted to get them dirty. They wanted to plant their flowers. They wanted to plant their vegetables. They wanted to be with their family because they were at home. So when they came to us, that's what they got. So that made us feel like it was time for us to open the business when we did. Like I said, I was very green to opening a business. I have never opened a business in my life. When we decided that we wanted to take on opening up the greenhouse, we had to come up with a plan. So I just started researching where I could find some resources. And I came across Kayla's name, and she basically helped me from day one of getting my business plan from one page to how many ever pages it ended up being, and she was a lifesaver for that. And then from there, she introduced me to the coaches, Kevin and Michelle, and they have just literally kept in touch with me, helps me, kind of understand what I can do to just grow a little bit marketing-wise, social-wise, and just develop my business. Michelle gave me a list of things that I could do, and I still go back to them. So I'm just still, kind of learning how to run a small business, being very green. For the future of the greenhouses, it's endless. We would love to start growing our own products. Right now, we get a lot of our products from local suppliers, and they bring them in. We would like to start doing a lot of our vegetables ourselves, our ferns ourselves. That's a big thing. Expanding our greenhouses, adding a couple more bays in. We really would like to get more involved with the community. John and I, from running our business, have learned that it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of hours. It takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of passion. It takes a lot, but it is well worth every minute of it.
Congratulations to John Batts of Stonewall Studio, a metal and woodworking shop established in Lexington, Kentucky.
My name is John Batts. I'm with Stonewall Studio. We were established in 2012. We do metalwork, woodworking, and a lot more. What inspired this is what I went to school for, what I went to college for. I got a degree with an emphasis in sculpture. And one day we're on vacation, drinking coffee around a lake, kind of thinking, this would be kind of cool to do. We should try it. And everything started falling into place. And then over the last year, it took off. 2 years ago, I was working 2 jobs, and this, as much as I hated to say, it was either like a hobby kind of side hustle. And now I'm self-employed. I now have people working with me, and it's growing exponentially. I never thought it would get this big as quickly and as nice as it has. Everything we make, it gets reinvested. It's no longer holding back. Years ago, it was maybe advertising $5 a day, and now we're at $100 a day in advertising. We just keep growing. But yeah, everything we can do bigger and better, we do. One thing we really focused on was to keep, like Etsy was a big one, but to keep people buying through Etsy and grow those numbers. You definitely buy from people that have a lot of sales, have the high reviews, and so we did that before COVID. And so when COVID did hit and everyone started going online, we were set up to really look like we've been established for a while and had someone that you trust. Now after a year, I think our sales, we have over 1,000 sales in 1 year, which we didn't do the 8 years before that, and it's growing. We're constantly just trying to find out, what's the next thing that we want to make, what might sell, and just growing into other things. The trailer, for instance, is kind of probably the next big step. Making trailers for art shows. We're not stuck with just the white tent being weather bound, and just that kind of growth. With the art trailer, it's I was worried that it wasn't going to be accepted well because of just that white tent culture, but people they're loving it. They love that idea of doing something different and bringing some creativity to it.
I'm Charlie Watkins, and I'm a retired military from Fort Knox, and also retired EMS from Hardin County EMS. And I have a family, a wife and 2 daughters. And the reason why I started Water's Edge Winery and Bistro is to assist my daughter because when she graduated college, she had a hard time locating employment. This is a franchise. We had a Zoom meeting with my 2 daughters, and I loved the way it was going. I love tasting wine before I purchased it. So this was a great fit for us as a family. And also I knew it was a great fit for the community. And so that's how that all got started. And we started the conversation around about February 2019. Well, the ways I've exceeded my expectation is learning about the business, because truthfully, I knew nothing about running a business. And so I try to position people to assist me and give me the knowledge to be successful in this business. One thing you learn in the military, you never give up until the last breath in you. And that's my mentality when I came into this. And that's one thing people were asking me, are you going to open because of the pandemic? I said, I have no choice. The ball is rolling. And so we're going to move forward. And one thing I did learn in the military is you got to be flexible. You got to adapt and overcome. And I think that was like the early part of April that when I first met Patricia, and we have kept in contact, and she has been tremendous in assisting me and with her knowledge and her working knowledge within the community and around Kentucky. And so that she has been great in assisting the company and myself and my family of continue to move forward. Once I get all the kinks out of this facility, then we're gonna start that construction down and get everything going in Bowling Green. I have 2 daughters. Tiana, the one that works here, that runs everything while I'm at my main job. And my oldest daughter, which lives in Atlanta, she'll come down for a week or 2 and help out and assisting and doing everything, helping Tiana make the wine and bottle the wine. And the wife, she's a wine lover. So, so basically she's our taster. If you go on our website at wineryetown.com, you can order our wine offline, and we able to sell wine and able to ship it through a Vino shipper system. Do your research. One thing I've learned is I did a lot of research, and with the help of Patricia, talking to her, picking her brains on knowledge, things that she know and people that she connected me with. Do your research, and I didn't realize how so much work to go into running your own business.
Lastly, we would like to congratulate Chelsea Mays of Tipper Valley Farm, creating all natural products in Moorhead, Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Mays, the owner and operator of Tipper Valley Farm, where we make all natural goat milk products, including soaps, lotions, and shampoo bars. We are also a cut flower farm and cater to your everyday handcrafted hand wrap bouquets and to wedding events as well. We're here at Tipper Valley Farm. All of our products are all natural, made with all natural ingredients from the oils that are added. We use our own farm fresh goat's milk. We go out and milk the goats 2 times a day. That milk is put into the soap as substitute for the liquids in it. There is no added extra any colorants, dyes, or preservatives in the soap. It is as all natural and simple as you can get it. We do everything more of an old-fashioned traditional way. So goats, they're out free range, out on pasture. There is no herbicides or pesticides used in our flower vegetable productions. Everything is done organically and all naturally, and that is the heart and soul of the business, and that is what I want to teach others how to do. Tipper Valley Farm, it never intended to be turned into a business. I started this technically about in 2014. I have a severe contact dermatitis and allergies, and my family also suffers from some of the same conditions. And we tried all kinds of doctor-prescribed medications and products, and nothing ever worked for us. So I decided I'm going to do something and fix these issues. And I decided I want to try to make some soap. I was already raising goats, and I found the benefits of goat milk into soap, and I decided I'm going to do this. I didn't mean for it to happen, but my family and friends, they've seen how much the soap and lotions has helped my skin and problems I had. And from there, family started using it, and then friends of friends, and it kept going out to random people on the street saying, hey, I love your soap. And I'm like, okay. So they started telling me how it helped their issues, their skin conditions. And I did this all through college, just 2 shows a year though. And I'm like, when I graduate, I'm turning this into business. I want to help people that had the skin conditions and issues as I did. I happened to apply for an Appalachia pitch competition. I knew nothing about it. I didn't know what it was. I had literally just graduated by a couple months, and I wanted to make my dream come true with my soap business. So I called them, and I'm like, how do I do this? What's going on? What do I need to do? And this wonderful guy, he sat there, he told me everything. He put me in contact with a few people, which put me in contact with her. And she helped me do all the financial statements to win the Appalachian Pitch competition. So from there, I decided right then when I graduated, I'm getting a web page up. I want to do email subscribers, do the full online e-commerce, and that is a spot where I have really grown. And now from making a 1 or 2 pound batch of soap, I'm now making 100 pound batches at a time. And so it's just grew from there, from the equipment moving up, customer base, all that. And so at Tipper Valley Farm, for in the future, our plans is first to get more wholesale accounts, to expand the soap production, get into more stores and into more states. Right now I am selling online all across the country, but I'm trying to wholesale into more stores. I'm working on trying to get some classes started to teach about goats, goat care, milking, starting your own homestead dairy. I'm also currently working on a book about the subject as well. And from now, I'm looking at buying a few more acres to add onto this property, to have more room for the goats, to add some high tunnels, and to expand my cut flower production. And from there, I'd love to be able to have students from high school, littler school grades, from college to come out and to learn about what I do and how to do it themselves.
How exciting to hear the success stories from these amazing small businesses. Everyone at the Kentucky SBDC congratulates them on their hard work and perseverance. If you would like to learn more about the Kentucky SBDC and the services we offer, please contact us via email, phone, our website, or social media channels. We look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for being with us today to celebrate Kentucky small businesses through this virtual event. And congratulations again to all the 2021 Kentucky Pacesetter Award winners.